At the end of the game, here he is at the podium.
Is that just a matter of touch with the finger, the tape? Is there something involved there?
No, I just got to make those. It's part of the. If I'm out there playing, got to produce, and it just didn't happen tonight.
Steph, what happened on the with the dunk at the end there?
That's pretty self-explanatory right there.
Oh, why didn't you lay it up then?
Because I was feeling pretty good, had a nice head of steam. And probably a little bit of frustration, too, around how the rest of the night went, but not my finest moment.
Mr. Kerr, do you think that you all will get more production out of your bench going forward?
Everybody who steps foot on the floor helps us in different ways, whether, scoring doesn't really have to be it. I know the stat sheet doesn't look great, but they give us huge, bonuses in terms of defensive presence and whatnot. And from game to game, no matter who's out there, we trust everybody that steps foot on the floor. So, Game 4 is going to be another opportunity for everybody to produce and play well. And at the end of the day, we're just trying to win basketball games. So everybody just being locked in and focused on that task, no matter, again, who steps foot on the floor.
Steph, entire team has 8 turnover, and your team lost less free throw. But what was the main reason you lost the game?
I mean, they out-rebounded us by 20, and a lot of those could help us continue to keep the momentum on our side. When we get defensive stops, you got to get rebounds and be able to turn that into offensive possessions for it. But the rest of it is just basketball, man. The difference between winning and losing a playoff game is very thin, no matter who you're playing, especially. And so, wasn't our night.
Steph, were they doing something different defensively tonight, or was it just that they came out with a lot of intensity?
I mean, for the most part, we got pretty much every shot we wanted, myself included. Just we were rushing a little bit in the first half, but I think over the course of the game, we were pretty, decisive on what we were trying to do. And again, it's just those momentum swings, a loose ball here, or offensive rebound here, that leads into a 3 or something like that, just gets the crowd going, gives them life, and they fed off of that like they're supposed to. So we got to take those opportunities away.
Hey, Steph, slightly to your left, Phil Barber, Santa Rosa Press Democrat. Kind of related to that last question, the team generally didn't shoot well from three-point range tonight, and I'm wondering what the Rockets do, if anything, to sort of get you guys off of your spots and make those shots more difficult.
I mean, they like to switch a lot, so some of our normal actions don't create, the same type of threes. But again, we shot 42% on 33 attempts. Like, that's pretty solid. And a couple guys off their bench hit a couple, and a lot of them were on off broken plays. That it's just a momentum killer for us. So we understand what we need to do, and what we've done early in the series, and we can get back to that for Game 4.
Steph, over to your right here. You're up 2-1 in the series without you having yet one of your better games. Do you embrace the approach that once you get going, there's a whole different dynamic that could be unleashed?
No, for sure. I mean, if a couple more shots would go my way, this game could be different, but that's basketball for you. I'll probably be thinking about them tonight, go to sleep, turn the page. So in terms of where we are as a team, up 2-1 again with the opportunity on Monday to go get a win, leave it all out there on the floor. It's what you want going into a series against a great team like that. So I know we'll all be ready.
Steph, to your left a little bit. Draymond had probably 4 or 5 great defensive stops at the rim, I think, in the fourth to even get it to overtime. When he's making stops like that and getting the rebounds and pushing the break, how much does it fuel your offense to get a good shot?
I mean, it's huge in terms of him being a playmaker off of those opportunities, and we can run the floor. And he's in the middle of the floor reading the situation, finding the open guy or finishing himself. And it's tough for defenses to recover like that. So we should have had more opportunities, to be honest, because we just missed a loose ball, the offensive rebound when he made some spectacular plays, and those key moments are tough on the road because, again, their crowd gets into it. They get to set their defense and whatnot. So just got to be on alert, and all 5 guys just got to want the ball, so we can push in transition.
Steph, early in the fourth quarter to your left, when KD got it going, I saw a different level of life on the bench and on the court. What went through your mind as you're watching that as he put you guys back on top?
He was a killer out there, and single-handedly gave us the lead, to start the fourth quarter. And once you get the lead and you start to settle in, the vibe changes a little bit, and now it was spectacular. So just thinking about the good things that we did tonight and carrying that over to Game 4, I like where we're at.
Great, thank you. We'll have Draymond in here in just a minute. Time now for the State Farm assist of the night. Chris Paul with 7 of those, but none as beautiful as this one to click. Let's take a look ahead at the upcoming games in this series. Monday night on TNT, 9:30, we have Game 4 between Golden State and Houston. Of course, now Golden State holds the series lead still at 2-1. Ryan, what's your keys to Game 4? Away for the Golden State Warriors in the loss. Here he is.
KD, can you talk? Sorry, can you take us through how what it did as far as PJ Tucker when he came in? Obviously he defended you. You still was able to get to your spots, but can you talk about how his energy and just sort of how his coach said he would not let the Rockets lose?
PJ? Yeah, he played extremely hard every time he was on the floor since he got into the league. So that's just expected of him at this point. But I think Eric Gordon and James Harden, probably said the same thing that Coach said about PJ, that they weren't going to let them, those two wasn't going to let them lose, and they made big shots.
Kevin, as far as I know, Draymond Green, when he have triple-double, your team never lost, but you lost tonight. What do you want to say?
Numbers don't really matter. Don't tell the whole story. Even though he had a triple-double and we lost, Draymond was great all night. And it wasn't because he had a triple-double. I think his energy and focus was, elite level all night. And that was the reason why he was able to fall into a triple-double. But, we like to talk numbers in the league, but that's not really that don't tell the whole story.
Hey Kevin, can you take us through what your mindset was just throughout the game and also to open the fourth quarter?
Just play good basketball. Just play my brand. Just be aggressive and take each possession seriously. Nothing different.
Kevin, right here. How important is it for you guys to slow Eric Gordon down, particularly wants to attack makes off misses? Just how important is it for you guys to slow him down?
Very important. He had 30 tonight. We put ourselves in position to win a basketball game with him scoring that much, but he kept them in the game. I think all night they hit timely shots. When we cut the lead from 10 to 7, to 6, they come back down, hit a 3, get an offensive rebound. So they made timely shots, and Eric Gordon was one of the main reasons why they kept him over the hump. So, and then James came on and started knocking down shots. So he kept him afloat for a while. I know he's going to be expected to do that the rest of the series.
Kevin, did that feel like you played the Rockets so many times with the Warriors in recent playoffs, but did that feel kind of like a different team tonight, the team you expected to get in the series? They were fearless the whole game, attacking, maybe a little more pace.
They made 4 more threes than us, and they out-rebounded us by 10. They got 17 offensive rebounds. That was the reason why they won the game. So they definitely played with a lot more force, crashing the glass. But they still played their brand. They didn't get away from what they do. They didn't, run different plays or try to get different guys involved. They just played their game, but they beat us to a few 50-50 plays.
It seems like they made a concerted effort really at the beginning of the game to attack on the paint. I think they had 34 paint points in the first half. Is that usually not what you think of those teams? That team is usually a three-point shooting team. Did it surprise you at all, and did you see that coming?
Yeah, I feel like they're a paint and a three-point shooting team. So any given night, they could beat you from the three or the paint. They did both tonight.
Kevin, Marcus Thompson with The Athletic. You've really had a rhythm with the three-point shot. What's been feeling good about it these last couple of games?
I don't know. I mean, they just going in. I don't know. I tried to come up with an answer. I mean, I ain't had one. They just going in. Maybe I'm leaving my follow-through up a little bit longer. No, for real, than I was in a regular season. I was flicking it. In a regular season, I think I'm a little bit more focused on holding my follow-through. So write that, Marcus.
Well, KD's making it hard for us to keep up with the math, so let's try to simplify it. In this series, he's averaging 36 points per game. In his last 7 games, the most points scored over the last 10 postseasons in a 7-game span, passing LeBron James, 276 points. I think those are simple ones. Do you have another one for us, Ryan?
Yeah, what Durant's been able to do on the road has been really impressive, Chris. This was actually the Warriors' first road loss in the playoffs this year. They won all 3 games at the Staples Center against the Clippers last round. And in those 4 games, Kevin Durant's averaging just under 42 points a game. He's shooting 55% from the floor and 45% from Curry and Thompson combined to go 13 for 39.
So those are the numbers. Sam, help us to understand what he's doing right now from an X's and O's perspective.
What he's not doing, he's causing havoc. Look, when you have a guy as skilled as he is, and again, when I talk to young kids, I say this all the time to them, regardless of how big or small a guy is, if he can handle the basketball and create his own opportunities, it just makes him that much better of a player. And when you look at Durant, you can get him the ball anywhere on the court and he's effective. You can give it to him at half court and he can beat you and get to his spots, that mid-range spot, and pull up and shoot over you. He can post up. And then the thing that he's doing that we saw late in the game, his decision-making with the ball late in the game. He's beating his guy. He's drawing that extra, that second and third defender, and then he's finding Iguodala and those other guys for those drop-offs and those wide-open threes. So when you look at what he's just doing offensively, and then look at what he does rebounding and defensively, arguably right now he is the best basketball player in the NBA. When you look at defensively, offensively.
Sam, say that again.
Dude, I didn't stutter. He's the best basketball player in the NBA today. Name who's better.
It's no argument.
Name who's better.
No, I just wanted to hear you.
Tell me a weakness in Kevin.
We surprised you. We surprised you said it, though.
You said, hey, don't ask me that.
Tell me a
Don't go out there and
I
ask me that.
said don't put me on social media. This is my job. Social media is not my job. That's your little side time gig. I don't play the social media stuff.
Not
okay?
your side time gig.
Yeah, this is
Hey,
a
Chris, you got a part-time job, man?
Absolutely.
You got a side. Hey, Chris, you got a side hustle out here?
You know, it's old heads, Brenda. You know, it's old heads. Don't play the social
We're going to have to bring in a newspaper for Sam again and have him read it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, but I think we all agree that Kevin Durant now, do you agree with that also, Ryan, that Kevin Durant now is the best player in the league?
Yeah, tonight I do. But get back to me tomorrow after Giannis plays because he's pretty darn good, too.
Oh,
No.
wow.
I love Giannis, but
Yeah.
he can't do that.
I love Giannis, but with what KD's now doing defensively and the shot making, once Giannis adds the shot making aspect, I think it's going to be his time to be the best in the league. We always see a torch get passed.
Mm-hmm.
Michael passed the torch to Kobe. Kobe ran with it for a while. Then we saw LeBron run with it for like 10 years. LeBron had to pass it off this year to KD. This is KD's first year being the best player in the league.
Absolutely.
And he's going to carry that for a while until when Giannis gets that jumper, he's going to take the torch. But until then, right now we got to talk about KD.
Because everybody's talking about shooting is so easy, but
Well,
you think about all the guys in the history of the NBA. You know how difficult it is to go from being just an okay shooter to a good shooter, much less a great shooter.
I like to live in the
Kevin
positive,
Durant
Sam.
is a great shooter.
I like to live in the positive. I like to think that Giannis is going to be able to turn the corner.
Okay.
Well, certainly the numbers for tonight for Kevin.